Have you ever noticed that the most successful people in any field are often the ones you never hear about? In the world of trading, this is especially true. While social media is flooded with influencers flaunting rented Lamborghinis and promising get-rich-quick schemes, the real masters operate in the shadows. They have no online presence, no courses to sell, no flashy indicators named after them. They are the silent traders, and they, quietly, consistently, pull money from the markets while everyone else is chasing noise. These are the traders who remained invisible, yet their influence is felt by those fortunate enough to cross their paths. They don't need to brag about their profits or post their P&L statements because their success isn't about external validation. It's a private, internal game of discipline and patience. While the retail crowd is glued to their screens, is panicking over every news headline and FOMOing into every hyped-up stock, these silent traders remain calm, almost unnervingly still. They seem to operate on a different frequency, detached from the emotional roller coaster that defines the average trader's experience. Their inaction is more powerful than the frantic clicking of 1,000 mice. They understand that the market is a machine designed to transfer wealth from the impatient to the patient. When they do finally speak, it's rarely in a crowded forum or a Discord chat. It's usually in a quiet conversation, and when they share their wisdom, because their words carry the weight of hard-earned real-world experience, not just recycled textbook theories. I once heard whispers of such a trader, a man known only by word of mouth in a small, tight-knit circle. He was a legend, not for one spectacular trade, but for his relentless consistency. Intrigued, I managed to find him, not in a high-tech trading floor, but in a quiet cafe, reading a book completely detached from the world of charts and tickers. He shared a philosophy so simple it was almost offensive. "I don't chase opportunities," he said, looking up from his book. "I wait for them to find me." His approach was a radical departure from everything I had been taught. He wasn't a hunter, stalking his prey. He was a trapper, patiently setting the conditions and waiting for the market to walk into his setup. This man traded just a few times a month. Sometimes he wouldn't place a single trade for weeks, yet he earned more than enough to live a life of complete freedom, pursuing hobbies and spending time with his family. His income wasn't a wild, unpredictable jackpot. It was a steady, reliable stream. He held a deep-seated belief that those who talk too much, who feel the need to broadcast their wins, are usually trying to prove something to others, but mostly to themselves. They're compensating for GG's own insecurities, using external validation to quiet the internal voice of doubt. The truly confident, he explained, have nothing to prove. Their P&L is in have own business. I met him at a time when I was on the verge of burning out. I was overtrading, revenge trading, and glued to the 1-minute chart, my nervous system afraid wreck. Kate, my account was a testament to my chaos. This silent trader became my unwilling mentor. He taught me that real mastery in trading isn't about winning every trade or catching every single market move. It's not about predicting the future with unerring accuracy. It's about staying centered, calm, and disciplined while everyone else around you is losing their minds. It's an internal battle, not an external one. He showed me that the market is a mirror, reflecting back your own emotional state. If you are chaotic, your results will be chaotic. During one of our meetings, he didn't offer any complex strategies or secret indicators. Instead, he simply handed me a small, folded note. I opened it, and it contained a single, handwritten sentence. "Don't try to predict tops or bottoms. Just stay still." That line was a revelation. It wasn't a trading rule. It was a mantra for emotional control. It was permission to do nothing, to resist the overwhelming urge to act. I realized my biggest losses came from trying to be a hero catching the exact top of a rally or the precise bottom of a crash. That single piece of advice became my compass, guiding me away from the siren call of ego and toward the safe harbor of patience. Over time, as I began to implement this philosophy, my entire relationship with the market transformed. Trading sessions particulars to feel less like a battle and more like a form of meditation. I would sit, watch, and wait. I learned to be comfortable with silence, with the boredom of waiting for a high probability setup. The desperate need to make something happen evaporated. And a strange thing occurred. The less I needed from the market, the more it seemed to give back. The profits came not from frantic action, but from disciplined inaction. It was a profound paradox. By trying to do less, I was achieving more. The market rewards those who don't treat it like a casino slot machine. In a later conversation, the trader added another layer to his teachings. He pointed to a chart on my laptop, but his finger wasn't on a candle or an indicator. It was hovering over the empty space between two price bars. The secret isn't in the chart, he said softly. It's in the space between two candles. That's where the real work is done. As the silence, the pause, the waiting. Those who can wait comfortably in that silence win. Anyone can click a button. Very few can sit on their hands. That's where discipline lives, he explained, not in the moment of execution, but in all the moments leading up to it. From our meetings and my own observations, I began to piece together the common threads. For Tories, these silent traders, these quiet masters of the craft. 5 distinct traits emerge, principles that seem to govern their success. First, they trade rarely, but each trade carries immense intention and weight. They don't take 50 small, speculative bets. They take 1 or 2 high-conviction trades that they have waited quango nauseam for. Every position is a deliberate, well-considered move, like a grandmaster in chess. They treat their capital, it's precious, because it is. Second, they don't rely on a cluttered mess of indicators. Many use a clean or naked chart. They've spent years, even decades, learning to read price action like a language. They understand the narrative of the market, the story of greed and fear told through the movement of price itself. To them, lagging indicators are just noise, a distraction from the pure signal of price and volume. Third, they live balanced, fulfilling lives outside of trading. The market is a part of their life, not their whole identity. They have hobbies, relationships, and interests that keep them grounded. They know that a trader, Shay's entire self-worth, is tied to their last trade, is a trader destined to fail. This detachment gives them the emotional stability to weather drawdowns and walk away when the conditions aren't right. Fourth, they actively avoid crowds and fame. They know that ego is the enemy of clarity. Seeking validation, sigadors, or a reputation as a guru, clouds judgment and invites pressure. The best decisions are made in solitude, away from the cheers and boos of the mob. Silence is their sanctuary, where they can think clearly and execute flawlessly. And fifth, they don't aim to get rich fast. They aim to survive and stay consistent. Their goal isn't to double their account in a month. It's to be profitable at the end of the year, and the year after that, and the decade after that. They prioritize capital preservation above all else, twinshun the golden rule. Play a game you can stay in. Longevity is their ultimate prize. In the end, I learned the most profound lesson of all. True success in trading isn't measured by how much you win, but by how peaceful you remain during the process. It's not about the size of your account, but the stillness of your mind. If you can sit out of a trending market without feeling FOMO, if you can take a small loss without spiraling into revenge trading, if you can breathe and stay patient while everyone else is chasing noise, that is the edge. The silent trader wins not because they have a better strategy, but because they have mastered themselves. And in the arena, for tourists the markets, self-mastery is the only secret worth knowing.